This is Michiana's breaking news and weather station. MNC. On News Talk 95.3, 101.9 FM, and 1340 AM, your MNC Nation station.
Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm John Zimney in the MNC News Center. It is August the 28th of 2024. Hope everyone got some decent rest despite the storms last night. More on that in just a moment. News begins now with our top local stories. 2 men with connections to Kosciusko County are dead. This after a gas leak at a Florida home in Fort Myers Beach.
Police believe a disconnected pool pump exhaust was responsible for the leak. A neighbor called 911 Saturday night. He found one of the victims inside the home, and he said he could smell a strong natural gas odor.
I walked in and I tried to get him to come out, and I came back out. I can't go back in there. He's not moving.
Jack Failer and Michael DeWitt were already dead when responders arrived. DeWitt once owned the car company in Warsaw. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
A U-Haul driver led police on a chase after a burglary on Tulip Road. Happened around 3:30 yesterday morning. The suspects tried to break into an outbuilding and a barn, with some fleeing on foot. The driver of the U-Haul, 19-year-old Joshua Johnson from Chicago, was spotted near Tulip and Edison Roads. During the chase, the U-Haul caught fire. Johnson was arrested when he stopped the vehicle. The search for the others continues. It will be a bit cooler today with a high around 90, but that does not mean you're out of the danger zone when it comes to heat exhaustion or heat stroke. That's the message from Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service, who says if you're outside and you feel any of these symptoms,
they're sluggish, struggling to focus, their skin feeling hot. If you feel that coming on, obviously getting into a location where if you can get inside in the air.
He also says to drink plenty of water and place a cold towel on your head to help cool you off. St. Joseph County is hosting 2 public open houses today about the county's comprehensive plans draft. The first is from 12 until 2. That's taking place at the Center Township Branch Library on Kern Road. The second is happening from 5 until 7 at the German Township Community Center on Portage Road. Now, that meeting was supposed to happen at the Francis Branch Library, but because of HVAC issues they're having, it's been moved. New this morning on MNC, a new state law meant to expand academic freedom on Indiana campuses.
IU faculty says it does the opposite. The law requires college professors in Indiana a variety of scholarly works that are applicable to the topic at hand. This may include works they disagree with. One faculty member spoke at a small rally earlier this week, concerned the law will allow Holocaust deniers or other debunked scholarly works to be taught on campus. She is one of many who are asking IU for protection from complaints about DEI education from students when it comes to the new tenure review stipulations within the new law. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
And speaking of college, a big ask from a major university in Indiana.
Purdue University is requesting $90 million from the state to fund a $160 million interdisciplinary life sciences research building. The 140,000 square foot facility will support cancer research and life sciences, fostering collaboration among researchers. Part of Purdue's 10-year capital plan, the building will enhance research across several departments. If approved, construction starts in 2026 with completion by fall 2028.
That's Joe Ullery reporting. Cleanup is underway today after severe thunderstorms blew through Michiana on Tuesday night. Those storms led to power outages, leaving thousands of residents in the dark. Indiana Michigan Power has about 7,800 customers without electricity in this early Wednesday morning hour. Also, NIPSCO, Consumers Energy, Mishawaka Utilities also working to restore things. We have chances for more rain today. An arrest warrant now issued for the owner of the company responsible for the deaths of 9 dogs because of heat-related illness.
On July 27, 2023, the Hober Humane Society was called to aid 18 adult German Shepherds traveling on transport from Illinois to Michigan in Lake Station, Indiana. The dogs were suffering heat stroke and dying at the scene. 9 dogs died, and Tuesday, Mike McHenry, owner and lead trainer at FM Canine LLC in Berrien Center, Michigan, and his employee, Jesse Urbazuski, were each charged with 18 counts of animal neglect charges, misdemeanors. Without prior animal neglect cruelty conviction, Indiana statute doesn't allow for prosecutors to charge the crime as a felony 6. The dogs were to be trained as police canines. Wes Woodward, Network Indiana.
News at 5:30 is powered by the R&B Car Company with a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, cars, crossovers, trucks, SUVs, and minivans. Shop today at rbcarcompany.com. Former Clark County Sheriff Jamie Noels pleaded guilty to 27 to 31 felony charges in court this week as part of a plea deal in a massive corruption case that could land him in prison for more than a decade.
Noel was charged with more than 24 felonies for allegedly misusing money from the fire and EMS departments, which he oversaw. A plea agreement submitted to the Clark County Circuit Court shows Noel agreed to plead guilty to charges of theft, money laundering, corrupt business influence, official misconduct, obstruction of justice, and tax evasion. 4 charges of ghost employment were dismissed as part of the deal, according to the Indiana Capitol Chronicle. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
Noel faces a 15-year prison sentence, but 3 of those years suspended for probation if the deal is approved by the judge, who wants to hear from victims affected by his actions before making a decision. A Three Rivers man was taken to the hospital after police say he blew through a stop sign and crashed into a truck. This happened just before 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon at the area of Pine Lake Street and Hess Road in Cass County. There's no word whether the Kosciusko man driving the truck was hurt, but the motorcyclist was taken by ambulance to Memorial Hospital in South Bend for treatment. Police say he was not wearing a helmet at the time of the crash. Turning to the health news file this morning, a new study about the weight loss drug Wegovy, as researchers now say it may slash the risk of heart attack and stroke.
Wegovy is already FDA approved to reduce the risk of heart disease for those who are obese and overweight. It's also approved for weight loss for that same group of people. These studies are critical because this growing data could help clear the way for more people to have access and coverage for this medication. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
In political news this morning, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will stay on the Indiana presidential ballot in November, despite dropping out of the race for the White House last week. The Indiana Election Division says Kennedy missed the deadline to be removed from the ballot. He says he's planning to remove his name from the ballot where he can in battleground states to prevent impacting the election. Kennedy has endorsed former President Trump. And the National Park Service will soon receive its largest gift yet, a $100 million infusion.
The Indiana-based Lilly Endowment hopes to announce its initial round of grants by the end of this year, according to CEO Will Shafroth. The National Park Foundation announced the award Monday, but is yet to determine how the grant will be utilized across its hundreds of sites. Shafroth said in a statement, this grant will allow them to supercharge their efforts to ensure their national parks are for everyone for generations to come. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
From the 95.3 MNC follow-up file, the fighter at Jude Creek Golf Course Clubhouse in Granger was spotted just before 6 o'clock Monday morning, but investigators now say they believe that blaze started well before that.
It had been burning, we believe, for quite a while before we even received the notification.
But just how long the fire was going, Clay Fire Chief Jaron Killian didn't say. He does say now's the time to figure out what caused the fire. The golf course is owned by State Senator Linda Rogers and her husband, Mike. Republican Vice Presidential nominee J.D. Vance rallied with voters in Michigan yesterday.
Senator J.D. Vance wrapped up a rally here in Big Rapids, Michigan. It's a rural part of this state, and he was here primarily because just up the road from where he held this rally is the site of a Chinese-owned company that's going to basically build a massive $2.4 billion lithium battery plant for electric vehicles here. Now, Democrat Governor Gretchen Whitmer is backing this build of the plant. She touts that it will create more than 2,000 jobs. Former President Trump has already come out and said that the push for EVs is, quote, killing Michigan.
That's Fox's Aisha Husney reporting. Vance also proposed a fix for the nation's housing crisis, saying foreign investors should stop buying property in the United States.
Cloudy skies with rain showers across the area for the morning hours, becoming partly sunny, hot and humid again. Afternoon high temperature still getting up around 87. Slight chance of a shower this evening. Otherwise, overnight partly cloudy would drop down to 67. And then for Thursday, partly sunny and muggy will be around 85 to 87 with a slight chance of a shower. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day. We're already working on the one for 7 o'clock this morning, and it's all for free. To get signed up, just go to 953mnc.com and click where it says On Demand.
Podcasts by Federated Media.